If you enjoy the video and my content, please consider supporting my channel over on Patreon at patreon.com/kaatydidart. Thanks so much! So today, my adorable squidlings, I am going to be drawing, or rather redrawing, this piece that I drew over 17 years ago. So yeah, let's talk about this piece. I drew this in August of 2001, and I sent this to my grandma. And actually, she reached out to me and she was like, hey, I found this really old piece and I thought you'd really like to have it. And I was like, what? So here we are. So this is me, and this is my dog at the time, Jewel, who has long since passed. She was a brown spotted Dalmatian, and she was a very good dog. I loved her. But I don't know if you can see, but I wrote me right there. And then the sun, he's a very, very chill sun. He's just got sunglasses. He is cheesing it up. He is super hot. And then bottom half of this picture is just grass. Just a lot of grass. So I thought it would be really fun to, see what I can do with this 17 years later. I will be changing up the posing of this a little bit, but I'm going to keep, hopefully, the essence of this alive. So let's get started and redraw this thing. Now on to the drawing portion of this video, and I did include the sketching process just because I felt like it, I don't know, it was helpful, especially for drawing this piece in particular, because I'm going to be redrawing it. And you know, it's really nice to see your improvements over 17 years. I'm not really surprised. I made some improvements because that first drawing is really not great. It was done in my medium of choice, which was Crayola crayons, and nothing wrong with those. But yeah, so it was really fun just to kind of take it in a different direction and to do a little bit of a different pose, but also adding some other elements in there that were a part of the first picture, like you'll see in a minute, but I'm going to be adding that cheesy sun, and you know, I've changed over the years, so I'm going to look a little different in the first picture. The pigtails haven't changed. I think they're pigtails in the first one. Not sure about that. And I still really can't draw animals, but, you know, it's something I might learn eventually. But yeah, this piece was really fun to just work on and, kind of see where I've come from. This piece definitely isn't my best piece I've ever done. And I see a ton of improvements that I could make right now on this piece if I really wanted to, but overall it was fun, and it was a really big de-stress piece, and I had a lot of fun, and I suppose that's all that matters. So if you want to know any supplies I'm using in the video, I always have a supply list in the description below. Right now I am fine lining it, so when I fine line I use thick outlines for my outlines, obviously. And then I like to use thinner outlines for the insides, just because it gives like the illusion of line weight without me having to go in and do anything extra, because I'm lazy. And it's fun to do it that way anyway. Then after all these lines are down, I'll take a heat gun and dry the lines, so I don't have to sit there and wait forever for the lines to dry, so I can go right in with markers. So for this piece, I'm not on it yet, but I do use Copic markers for the coloring. I thought that since I used my medium of choice in the first one, I would use my medium of choice in this one, and again, that happens to be Copic markers. So just decided to go with really simple coloring. It's mostly flat, I think. I might have added some shading. I actually don't remember. Oh my god, I just realized the hand on the dog's head is backwards. Oh no. Oh well. Usually I try to like envision my actual hand doing the pose, but apparently I didn't pay that much attention, so the hand on the dog's head is backwards. You know, another thought process I had with this piece was to kind of change it up, because I was going to add my actual animals in there now, but I thought it would be nice to just pay homage to my my dog, Jewel, who, again, like I said earlier, has long since passed. Geez, I think she passed away like over 10 years ago. She was my childhood dog, but she was really old when we got her. So, you know, I mean, it's been a really long time, but I thought it would be fun to just go ahead and keep her in the original. These dots were really fun to make as well. I just got to be really loose with it and just kind of go crazy. I don't think I have any photos of her. So I just went off of my brain, which isn't super great. So honestly, yeah, I also kept the color scheme of my character, my original outfit, which was a green shirt, blue jeans, red shoes. I decided to do socks, and then I added a red hairband just to kind of tie those very vibrant red socks in. When I was a kid, my favorite color was specifically the scarlet crayon. And so I always tried to use it in literally everything. So that is probably why I had red socks. I'm pretty sure I never owned a pair of red socks. And if I did, I don't remember them. So apparently they weren't that memorable. Just going ahead and adding some background elements, adding some grass, because apparently the grass was a super prominent feature in my first one, so I thought I would go ahead and add some grass to this one and make it a little textured, and then adding some shading to the puppo, and then yeah, onto shading me, I think? Maybe? Yeah. I'm very pale, so I went with some really pale shading. I've pretty much always been pale. I'm one of those people that, I'm freckly. I'm like really freckly. So initially I burn in the sun like a freaking potato crisp. No, stop. That was a terrible comparison. I burn really badly. And then after I burn, then I will tan. It's very strange indeed. But I don't really care for tanning that much. I really enjoy my pale skin, so yeah, whatever. Now I'm going on to shading the hair, which is probably the hardest part of this piece, honestly, just because it's the most time consuming, but it's always a lot of fun. And then I think I'm about to move on to the sun. No, I do the sky first. Actually, I was not going to color the sky in, and I just thought that was a really stupid thing because the whole sky in the original piece is colored in, so why not, right? So, you know, it's really nice to do these draw this again challenges, especially because, again, it's been so long since that first one, and honestly, if I could go back in time and tell myself that I would be doing this pretty much full time, I would have laughed and never thought about that because your girl wanted to be a scientist and she didn't want to be an artist. It's not that I didn't want to be an artist, I just never thought it was in the cards, I guess. So it is a nice prospect that I'm doing what I love. Hello, kitty cat. So yeah, now I'm coloring that cheesy sun. I think that was the most fun out of this whole entire piece, was just drawing that sun. It's really strange. I don't understand. I think that was a thing one of my friends had drawn, and I just incorporated it into... I'm pretty sure I did it in like every art piece I ever drew. The cheesy sun, I don't really understand, but, you know, whatever. I was a kid, and how old was I? It was 2001, so I think I was 6, so, yeah, I'm aging myself. But yeah, so, you know, the mind of a child is an interesting thing, super imagination-y, that's a new word. But yeah, the video is coming to a close. I want to thank you all so much for sticking around for this redraw again, 17 years later, which is super ridiculous. I really like redrawing things, and I typically redraw at least one picture a year because I do my first video usually every year. But anyway, I had a lot of fun with this piece, and I hope to do more of these in the future. Maybe I'll find some other really old art and we'll redo it or something. So yeah, thank you all so incredibly much for watching. I love you all so incredibly much. If you are new here and you're not a part of our cute squid pod, there is a subscribe button down below. There's also a bell button next to that. If you click it, you become part of the squid pod notification squad, so you get notified on when I upload new videos. Right now, I'm uploading videos on Mondays and Fridays, so you don't want to miss those. If you aren't following me on any and all of my social media, I have links in the description below to where you can go check those out. And until next time, my adorable squidlings, toodaloo!